Good afternoon, everyone. Great to see you all, and happy Tuesday. And Brian, good to see you. How are you?
I'm doing great. How's it going?
Doing well. Yeah, we've got a lot of news today, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Huge week for news. I mean, yeah, it's we got a lot going on. Excited to be talking to everybody about it live.
Yeah, excited to get into it today. So, big welcome for our weekly grants and news roundup. So, we're going to talk about the big EIDL news. They're reducing EIDL payments. Rather, it's an option for folks. Whether you got 200K or below, it's automatic. But I'll also talk about if you got above 200K in EIDL loans, what you can do. So, I'm going to go into that. We're going to answer questions. We're going to have someone on from the SBA not this week, but Monday to answer questions. So EIDL will bring back. We're playing the hits today. Brian, we've got grants, right? We've got a few grants to talk through. You want to give a quick preview there?
Yeah, we got a new we have a restaurant grant that will be closing pretty soon, but we wanted to kind of give everyone a last chance to enter there. And then of course we have our grants. We have our new system set up to easily be able to enter. Before we were having people type in, the full name. Made it easy for people so they can just click, simply add themselves to new grants. So excited to show you guys that flow and how that works.
Yeah.
And yeah,
One-click grants. That's the takeaway. So we'll show you those. Besides our
definitely.
5K grants, Brian just alluded to the restaurant grant. It's a new grant. And then there's also two pending $10,000 grants that are open now. So we got those. We're going to talk about FTX and Elizabeth Holmes briefly for those of you following crypto, following fraud. We'll get into that. And as always, uh, we'll answer your questions. And Brian, what else? Anything else on the docket for today?
Um, well, we did just launch our app, so that was or relaunch it. We updated it, so it's something to share there. And I forgot, you are right. We do have two other grants that I forgot to mention. I thought maybe we mentioned them last week, but no, yeah, we haven't talked about them yet on a live yet, on a live. So yeah, we have two really awesome grants that
Yeah.
are both
So
$10,000, and there's multiple winners.
exactly. So lots of grants, lots of EIDL news. This is a big one. Uh, well, let's get into it. So yeah, give a shout out where you're watching from, and it's good to see already so many familiar faces. You can all leave comments if you're subscribed for a few minutes. So of course, if you're new, huge welcome. We do these lives at least once a week. Uh, and in case you're tuning in for the first time, we donate most of our YouTube revenue in the form of grants back to subscribers, users of Skip. And Dawn, great to hear that you already got your reduction, so you can help answer questions. And yeah, would love to hear where you're watching from, city and state, and if you got an EIDL loan. We're going to put up a poll in a minute as well. But I want to kick things off. And Brian, you found this article. This is huge. Okay, so two big pieces of news. I'd love to hear how many of you invested in crypto over the past couple of years. We saw this huge boom. Many of you follow other influencers on YouTube, such as Meet Kevin, Graham here. There's a few other folks I don't recognize, but a lot of even Max Maher. Talk a lot about crypto pros and cons. But you know, basically, Meet Kevin did a mea culpa here for pushing FTX. Yeah, Brian, what was your main thoughts when you read this article?
Well, first off, actually, it's funny right here. You can see they actually have Meet Kevin on there twice. They have him with a beard and without a beard. I think he he promoted FTX when he had a beard and didn't have a beard, so they got him on there twice. But yeah, though this is super interesting because it's you got to be careful who you listen to on the internet, and this is just one of those kind of you know don't want to say I told you so kind of moments, but it's, there's so many people that jump onto trends and that, just want to, tell you all this information about stuff that, they maybe really shouldn't aren't in the position to be doing that. So it's definitely um it's definitely big. I mean, that hurts your reputation it's not their fault that FTX was, doing fraudulent things. It's not their fault. It's kind of a unfortunate situation. But when you're gonna, hitch your ride to something, you unfortunately, you're gonna have to take the bad with the good, so right now they're definitely taking a big L on this one, as Kevin said on Twitter.
Yeah, and, so many of you who tune in early every week, and I hear this all the time when we talk to you, it's like, you put a lot of trust in our team and the folks you watch every day, and, yeah, I think crypto, Brian, you illustrated this too. If it seems too good to be true, like the returns seem not normal, like how is this possible? You can double, triple your money. This is the same thing with Enron. It's because it's not possible. Everything needs to have value in the world. You can prop things up
Yeah.
for a certain amount of time, but at some point they're going to come back to reality. I think crypto is a great example. Yes, there's long term value, but was it realistic to have it skyrocket over the past couple years? Um, Arguably not.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Fun fact, because you mentioned Enron, and did you know that actually Elizabeth Holmes' father worked at Enron everything going down?
Yeah, I did hear about that. I think I read True Blood. Is that the name of it? The book, the Bad Blood, not True Blood, Bad
Mm,
Blood. Great book about Elizabeth Holmes when the story first broke because, you know,
mhm.
I think I forget when the story first broke in the Wall Street Journal about the Theranos fraud, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I think. Um, but anyway, she was
Yeah.
sentenced on Friday to more than 11 years in prison. Yeah, it's a would love to hear what you all think about that. We talked about it in the video yesterday as well, and you know, this is today's big news. If you put any money in FTX, a lot of people are worried they will never get some of that funding back. Um, so if you want to admit to it, would love to hear some of you. Brian, you don't have any money in FTX, do you?
No, I don't. I don't.
Yeah.
I had a little bit of crypto in Coinbase, but I lost like half of it and just sold it and was like, I'm not doing this anymore. So
Yeah. I
that's
mean,
about it.
the markets are, down. If anyone had money in any accounts over the past year, chances are good that you're down. So a lot of things that we're looking ahead to is what can you do now between now and the end of the year to put yourself in the strongest position for yourself and for your business. Um, yeah, and so that's a good segue into our grants. But a quick preview here. Uh, we haven't released a new app update in about 10 months. So all of you watching right now, if you want to get an early version, a beta version of our new app, it's in the App Store and Google Play. You search Hello Skip. Would love to hear what you think. Um, we've put in more videos. There'll be more exclusive videos. There'll be more content. It's very content heavy right now, but there's also grants. So we will list the grant opportunities that we're talking about today. We will also list on the app. So if you're on the go, you don't have time to watch our lives every week, you can get in the habit of opening the app, checking for new grants, and applying. So that's a big deal. Yeah, Brian,
Yeah.
any thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, that's it's gonna be really big for us in the future. That we've been trying to figure out a great way to be able to get people that the information about our grants. We tell them to you. We got forms and documents, and this is definitely one of the easiest and simplest ways that we can get you guys to be able to save the grants, get you to the application, and just quickly be able to apply and keep track of them. Um, and just real quick, Ryder, just to mention, I did just have a put a poll in the chat about the Elizabeth Holmes sentence, just to get you guys' thoughts on that, so you guys can chime in on what you think about the 11-year sentence that she got on Friday.
Oh, that's great. So yeah, chime in. Would love to hear. Um, yeah, let's go back to some of the new grants here. And so certainly our $5,000 grant. And by the way, these links are in the description today. So has anyone tried the new flow? It's basically click the link. If you're logged into Skip, it's one click to add the grant to the tracker. You'll see some nice confetti, and then you can go to the Johnny Walker I Fund Women page or enter our 5K grant. So would love to hear if anyone's done that yet. Yeah, it's always our goal to make it easier for you to apply for grants, to tell you about them, help you weigh the pros and cons, and then easily apply for them. So let's start with the 10K I Fund Women. There's a women's grant. So they've done many of these grants over the past couple of years. We've talked about they're giving 10 women-owned businesses $10,000. If you think you're interested, here's who's eligible: in business for at least 2 years in the U.S., minimum of 25K in annual revenue, and then a majority women-owned business. You have to be over 21. The due date is in December. There's an application link, and you have to do a short video for that one. But good luck. I know a lot of you have already applied for this. Shea Moisture, you want to share this one, Brian?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so we got another $10,000 grant. They're giving out 2 of them, to Black-owned businesses that have positive impacts in their community. Um, so yeah, if this sounds like you're serving your community and you want $10,000, this is perfect for you. I don't believe there's too many requirements. They have some simple ones of just needing to be a business and all that kind of stuff. But this one's due by the end of this week, so make sure to get on it really quick. From what I remember, it was a pretty simple application though. So yeah, this should be a good one.
Yeah. And the third one and a new one is, Brian, you already led this one at the top. So you want to talk about the Restaurant Strong Community Award grants?
Sure, sure. Yeah. So, like I mentioned before, this isn't necessarily new to like they didn't just come out with this one. It's going to be ending at the end of December. But if anybody hasn't signed up for this one yet, we haven't told anybody about it in a while. And I don't know, at the end of the year they may have money left over that they haven't allocated yet. So this might be perfect for you if you are a restaurant, you're a restaurant owner, and you were affected by the pandemic, and you need funds. They're giving away between $1,000 and $10,000 here, so this should be a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. And then there's our 5K grant. So um, we're picking winners. I think it's next week. It's November 30th, right? Because Thanksgiving's coming up. By the way,
That's
happy
right.
early
Yep.
Thanksgiving. Yeah, would love to hear who's going anywhere. Yeah, who's traveling tomorrow or Thursday. Okay, so the 5K grant, very easy to do. If you if you have an account here, you can quickly sign up. Oh, it can put in my information here. And I'll just put in just a random email here very quickly to show you. And you sign up, and you'll get this right here where you have to put in your business information. Many of you have already done this, but it takes a few seconds to do. And this is cool. I'll show you the confetti at the end here. Wait for it. I'll just put in some information here and click save. And then basically you'll see the Skip 5K grant, hit apply, and you're entered. So probably you've seen this in the videos already, but that's literally, I just did the demo. It took 30 seconds. Maybe it'll take you a minute, but I've done it. But you can enter not only our 5K grant, but our December grants. We're doing more grants in December for the 3 grants that we just showed you. Same exact flow. Yeah, so there you go. And of course, there's an option if you want help with any of those grants, you want to talk with our team, you all know that's always an option. All right. Any good questions here so far that we want to get to?
One question that I'll end the poll right here and we can see that. But one question that I've heard a lot, like in the comments of the videos that we've talked about, the EIDL payment reduction, was what do I do if my payment is over 200,000 and it's not showing up, but you still want to reduce your payment. So yeah,
All right. We can shift
you
gears to
got
the
an answer for that one?
Yeah. So the EIDL news, if you didn't know yet, they released this late Saturday evening, an option on your portal for any of the 4 million folks who've gotten loans. So two buckets here. If you took an EIDL for 200K or below, log into CAFS, you'll see a button that says hardship accommodation plan underneath the billing section on your CAFS dashboard. Click that. You'll have the option to only pay 10% of your EIDL payments for the next 6 months. So if you can see, it's kind of, let me try to zoom in a little bit here. You'll see a reduced payment schedule. So if your original payments were 658, you reduce your payment to 10% of that is $65. So it'll go through May 2023. You will only see this option if your first payment is due within 60 days. That's number one. Number two, starting at the end of the 6-month period, payments will resume as normal. So in this case, it will resume back to $658. And then, of course, you'll have to make up that amount in a balloon payment. It'll be automatically put on to the end of your term loan in the year 2050. And the third piece there is, what if you got a loan over 200K? It's not an automatic process for you. They want to create some friction, so not everyone's requesting this. In that case, you have to email or call the fine folks at the SBA. So we've got information here at the bottom. You have to email them. So where's the blog post
Yeah,
here? Yeah.
the link to this blog post is in the description, everyone. So if you want some direction on how to do this, you haven't figured it out yet, just go in the description and follow this. You'll need to log into Skip to see it, and then
Yeah.
yeah, we can help you out with that.
That's great. Yeah, here's the latest from the horse's mouth. The SBA updated their website. If you scroll down on this page, this link is on our blog post. So they answered this question. If your loan amount exceeds $200,000, to apply, you need to contact the COVID-19 EIDL Servicing Center, 833-853-5638, or email disastercustomerservice@sba.gov. Include the subject hardship accommodation plan. And what I do is I just say, look, whatever your case is, right? Your times are tight. You think you'll have trouble making payments. Can you get the reduced payment plan? Again, it's only temporary relief. So just think about that, right? There's pros and cons. Interest is still accruing on the full amount. Yeah, Brian, anything you want to add there?
Yeah, I think it's nice because, not everyone can make these payments right now because, maybe just whatever's happening with your business, you can't do it. So it's really great that they have this option. But if you can make your payments right now, I would definitely recommend doing that because you don't want to have a giant balloon payment at the end. That's you're still gonna have to pay back everything. It's just gonna be, at a later date. Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting because it's a difference between the short-term and long-term thinking, right? Everyone, if you ask them if you could use short-term relief, most of us will say yes, because it's immediate, right? What my sense is, a lot of people will do this. In the example I showed, maybe you save $600 per month. So you put that money towards Black Friday shopping or Cyber Monday. I don't know. I don't want to speak for everyone, but I'm sure there'll be a tendency to do that. I'm saving this money. Yeah, would love to hear. Or maybe you really need to save it for rent for yourself or for your business. So, hopefully that would be the case where you really do have economic hardship. Brian, do you want to share the results of the poll before we answer some of these questions?
Yeah, definitely. It was interesting. It was pretty right down the middle. We had 43% that say that it was great, it was perfect, and then we have 43% that say that it wasn't long enough, and then we got only 12% the people that have some sympathy that say that it's too long of a sentence. So yeah, we're kind of split down the middle, and then we had a little bit of people that wanted her to not be in jail for so long. So. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think, Ryder? 11 years? That seems like a lot, but also maybe in some context of it could be 20, or you could, think didn't Bernie Madoff, serve like 2 life sentences? So,
Yeah, I mean,
what do you think?
it's a lot of money, right? At the end of the day, and I mean, with SBF, I think the magnitude of SBF has affected a lot more people. There's no doubt about that. Millions of
Mhm.
investors. Um,
Right.
so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But I mean, it's an important point that, you know, you can't take unlimited money and be irresponsible about it, because these are people's lives that you're affecting. And yeah,
Yeah.
so I
And
think it's a
I think
good.
with Elizabeth Holmes's situation, it wasn't also just so much the money, it was that her product was something that could potentially harm people's lives if it's not, accurate and correct, and she was lying about it because people are trying to get their blood results because, on a weekly basis, people need to be pretty aware of that stuff if they have certain conditions, like just high blood pressure, your blood sugar, diabetes, things like that. So you're and from what I understand, she did have, um, some test machines out in the wild that were not really performing the way that she said that they did. So definitely some bad stuff there. A lot of lessons to be learned. That's the kind of stuff we've been talking about is just, how do we relate this back to, small businesses? Because we're not all taking on giant, multi-million dollar fundings. Small businesses are a little bit smaller, so like the scope is a little bit different there.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe it's a lesson. Hey, if you do get if a VC approaches you tomorrow and says, "Hey, let's take your business, let me pump $20 million," or if SoftBank approaches you and says, "Let me pump 100 million into your business," just think twice about it. A lot of this is, uh, you know, sustainable growth. Same thing with FTX. They got ahead of their skis. They
Right.
put the cart
Yeah.
before the horse. Take your expression. So a lot of that was, yeah, you moved too quick, and it didn't only it affected yourself and other people. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So interesting
Yeah,
debate.
that's the balance of funding. With funding, it's, you need to get it to grow, but then you need to know the right timing when you should be growing. So, yeah,
Yeah. Well,
definitely good
let's
thing to think
answer a few
about.
more questions on EIDL, because a lot of you, I'd love to hear. Are you still looking for funding? There's 6 weeks left in the year. Uh, EIDL stuff, Sam, to answer your question, your loan's less than 150K. You couldn't see the button. Yeah. When's your first payment due? So if your first payment is more than 60 days away, you're not going to see it yet. You'll see it according to the SBA. You'll see it when your first payment's within 60 days. So keep that in mind. Um, yeah, keep that in mind. They don't want everyone requesting this now. Like if your first payment's not due until March, they don't want you to request that now, because that's 5 months away. Um, yeah, were there any other questions that came in, or any shout outs folks want to leave in the comments? We're grateful here. We're thankful for all of you who've tuned in every week. It's a lot of the same faces, so we just want to say that we probably won't do a live between now and Thanksgiving. So hope wherever you are watching, with family, with friends, whomever, you have a great and safe Thanksgiving this year. Yeah, Brian, what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
I'm going down to Southern California to my grandparents' house and meeting
Oh,
family
okay,
there for Thanksgiving. Yeah.
nice. Yeah, I'm headed upstate. Yeah, upstate. There's some snow up there near Rochester and Buffalo. So we'll
Oh
see.
boy.
Hopefully there aren't too
How much?
many travel disruptions in these next couple of days.
Yeah.
Um,
How much snow you think's up there?
how much?
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll we'll
Yeah.
we'll see. I
How
know
much?
Buffalo got 3 to 6 feet. Um,
Oh
so
wow.
yeah, but yeah. Anyway, we'll see. And yeah, so again, we'll have someone on from the SBA Monday, hopefully, to talk about EIDL. As always, anytime you have questions or you want us to talk about things, you leave comments here. We'll check. Um, or you can always email us, tips@helloskip.com. And yeah, for those of you who've tuned in today, you want a special beta preview of our app, go to Hello Skip on the App Store and Google Play. And yeah, thanks Reggie for the shout out. Same to you. Yeah, it's been a wild year. Of course, it's got 6 weeks left, but um, I know a lot of you are working extremely hard for yourselves, for your businesses. So just want to say, like, you're all doing great work. And if you've been patiently waiting for funding for grants, we hear you. And yeah, so anything we can do to help, that's why we're here. And we're picking more grant winners next week as well. So a lot more. We picked a couple last week. We're going to pick several next week. So thanks for the kind words, Kim. And happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Brian, anything you want to end on today?
No, just excited about next week. I think it's $9,000 we're giving out. I believe we've given out 1,000 already. Is that right, Ryder?
Something like that. Maybe we could, yeah, eight or 9,000, but it's a
Yeah.
lot. It's a lot of
Yeah.
grants we're giving out. Hopefully it will help as we round the corner into December. So, and if you ever hear about other grants that you want to spread the love, I know many of you tell others about our grants and other grants, so that makes a big difference. You can pay it forward this holiday season. But yeah, excited to see so many of you, and can't wait to see you all next week. All right. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving.